Hey, did you know there's a lot more going on right now at our websites? Are you watching all 4 of them? If not, check them out. There's a list right here. We got 3 YouTube channels and 1 audio-only channel for your enjoyment. So come on, dig in, and see all the stuff we do here at the North American Snow Queen Palace. Hi guys, it's me, MicheleMarieDalene, North American Snow Queen. Hail Mary, me to you all on this Valentine's Day. Yes, I know about the snow that's falling, and yes, I am aware that a lot of budgets for snow removal in a variety of areas in this country have been depleted. So I wanted to let you know that I'm going to begin the process of ameliorating the problem by starting Wednesday. We were supposed to get some snow. I'm going to see if I can begin the process of winding down the work for the year, because it's when things are going to start to warm up, and it'll start to be easier to begin the process of canceling snow and all that. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I'm laying right here on the chair without the table, so Mr. Kitty Cat can't get ideas to jump up and start upstaging me again on camera like he always does. Unfortunately, it also kind of sucks because I miss the comfort of having the table where I can look at the props and things around me, so it makes it get hard. We talked about, by the way, we're going to be showing you something today. I'm not going to be showing a demonstration of it right now, but I was certainly going to show you the object that I purchased on eBay. But like I said, before I do that, let me just remind you, I am going to, again, will be working on trying to wrap up the season for the year. So in the next few days, you will start to notice that the temperatures will start to modulate a little bit higher. In addition, of course, the objective is to try to get the colder climate, polar air, to retreat back into the Arctic area of the country. As you know, the United States is a very large part of the North American continent, but it certainly is not the only country in the North American continent. The cold air in this case, we're talking about returning it back to the Arctic regions, which would be northern Canada. So let's see how it goes from there. I also want to let you know that I got a reminder that social insecurity is determined. It's time for me to see my eye doctor, or to go through a review process. It has been 10 years, approximately, since my dad had died, and I hadn't received benefits for adult disabled child from him, and so therefore I will be definitely going through probably an eye exam and other battery tests to determine if my health has improved any, which I can say without a denial it has not. Unfortunately enough, because I haven't been able to get to the can-see eye drops, my eyes are starting to suffer from clouding up a little bit again. We will be getting some more of those in March. The violin, no. As Lemmy pointed out to me, is even if we were doing everything in the budget like we had planned, it would have resulted in me basically running with no extra money in the kitty for daily use, which is going to suck. I see Mr. Fuzzball is eating the cheaper cat food right now because we don't have a large amount of the good stuff. He certainly will be eating both cat foods. When I said that, he kind of takes his mouth away from the dish and kind of goes, ew. Sorry about that. Am I going to lose my disability benefits? No, probably not. I would say with about 90% certainty that they'll continue because my condition is progressively getting worse. It's not getting better by any means, as you saw it and explained on the radio broadcast from Dr. Kincaid. Is already kind of determined that my right eye is definitely it's getting progressively worse. Okay, now to the more exciting thing, and this is the way it came in the box. Okay, and this is an made by FD using FTDI chipset. I don't remember what the company FTDI stands for, but I know that they are definitely highly regarded among their peers. And this is the one I already tested. This one I tested both of them, but this is the one I actually tried, and it works out. This is it. So where's all the magic? It's in here. I don't think you can see it in the light, but there's actually, the board is really, really microscopically tiny. I mean, I can never imagine trying to put one of these boards together and not mess up bad. I mean, this is kind of ultrasonically welded together. If I wanted to crack the weld in half and show you the insides of the board, you would see it's really, really, really small. You can see the boards on eBay without the actual case. Really, really unbelievably teeny. And it comes with, well, I'm surprised it doesn't come with the instructions, even if it's on the included 3-inch media. It doesn't. This is the DVD with the software on it. I don't know much about the company that actually makes this thing, but it is definitely is a pretty much a white box product, since it doesn't tell me anything about who the manufacturer is or anything like that. So, and yes, it does work. Finally, we took a look at the insides to the key span, because I wanted to see what kind of chipset it was using. It's using a very interesting chip, because it has the 4 serial ports on it, and yes, according to the data sheet, it does have the full flow control. So, we answered that question, and that is, it is a fairly sophisticated chipset. I'm trying to get this back in the box. It's really hard. There we go. I think this does it. Well, good enough for anyone for the time being. This is mine anyway. This is actually, they're both mine. I got 2 of these. I bought 2 of these because, well, just in case I want to use this with the other Macs, which, yes, I do have the driver for it. In fact, it does come in a PowerPC driver. It comes with the source code also for the Linux driver. I did not see a Debian driver or a FreeBSD or Darwin driver source code program, but I'm sure that FTDI probably does have that available somewhere. I plugged into the Debian on my Linux machine, and it came right to life. It was recognized. Driver loaded up into the modules, directly into the machine, and it is ready to go. It's a very interesting idea how much small the technology has gotten, because if you look at the equivalent device on a standard PC motherboard, originally it was a large board that plugged into the ISA slot and had maybe 1 or 2 DB25s on the back. A DB25 with DB9 is most common. Today, they can make them so small that it's almost unbelievably tiny. By the way, as I said, the technology has really improved a lot. So what about this? What about the one that's in the key span? It's I believe it's a 16 C954 quad port chipset with a parallel port for a printer on it. Obviously, the parallel port for the printer is not being used, but it's there. Can I expand on that? Well, maybe. It's also using easy USB interface logic to interface it into the USB bus. And the sad truth is that all of this technology is just too small for me to solder on. I could never imagine doing it. I keep thinking I'll never learn, and then it's like I'll never learn. I don't mean to be rude when I say that. I just don't think I'll ever be able to master technique. It's just too impossible to imagine trying to solder wiring that tiny to these machines. But that's the way it is, I guess. Between the fact that my eyesight is degrading, and of course, our violin, I'm sorry to say, we're not going to be buying it in March because we got to buy some things that are more important. And one of those things happens to be more undergarments, such as socks and underwear, and so that's not going to happen. Are we going to buy the CanC eye drops in March? Possibly. I haven't really sat down yet and looked at the budget and to see what we can buy, but I will definitely put that into consideration of buying the eye drops. May be very possible. So, there's a couple things I have on my wish list that are a lot less expensive that I could certainly buy in March. One of them is an external hard drive case for 3.5-inch SATA hard drive that will allow me to actually plugs into the FireWire port on the back of the machine, which is the FireWire 400, 800, or it has an adapter to plug into the FireWire 400, so you can use it with both. So if you want to use it with both, that's great. You can actually go 400 megabytes per second, and I can just go ahead and pick up a Seagate 250 like I already have as the main drive, and I can, even without the box, just plug that in where the second drive is, where we store our videos and have more room for creating videos and things like that. Additionally to that, we might want to consider in a few months' time buying more tapes to back up the computer, and because I need another 5 tapes to do that. Well, next up, I just wanted to personally apologize that I didn't get very many videos done lately. I've been Linda Lummy did one, and Mr. Fuzzball, which is laying on the floor over there, kept interrupting us. I really kind of wish the cats wouldn't do that, but well, they do, so you know how it is. And now, of course, you know, our lives are always in flux. They never change. They never stay static. And that's the way it is, I guess. Sorry, I sound a little bit down. I'm just a little bit disappointed, that's all. Me and Lomi looked at the numbers today, and she took one look at the numbers. She says, you buy the violin, you're not going to be able to buy socks and underwear. You're going to be running on exhaust fumes by the end of the month. And she said, so why don't you just take $100 of that dollars and put it into the first premiere, and then maybe in a few months' time you can buy the other stuff. I have to admit, I am very disappointed that I was not able to buy the CanC eye drops in February. I really kind of wish I had been able to fork out the money. I just didn't have it. Okay. I do think they did have some positive impact on my eyes, but, you know, well, we'll have to see how it goes for March. because March looks like it's going to be a roller coaster from hell, and it's not going to be easy to get everything done that I want to do. By the way, if you have any comments, concerns, suggestions, please, definitely suggestions. Guys, look, here's the deal. I need ideas for videos. I'm running out of them, okay? So if you have ideas, I'd like to know what they are, and we'll try to explore them. And by the way, one thing that I am going to be in the future, very near future, is exploring my Commodore 64 computer for a demonstration, because one of the things I wanted to do was to make something similar to this, but a little bit less sophisticated for the Commodore 64, because remember the Commodore 64 already has a software-based UART to use support. All you have to do is just have the connector that has the RS-232 interface conversion, and maybe do hex inverting to make it work. There was an old Jameco Commodore 64 serial port interface that is available. I think it's pretty cool, but for $35, I really think I could do better than that. It's just, also it's using the 1488 and 1489 chipset. We could even use the Max 232, two Max 232s to deal with the same issue of TTL to EIA 232C levels, and it'll be a lot cheaper and a lot easier to interface for the Commodore 64. Honestly, the Commodore 64 really doesn't even need that many signals to be modified to run something like CB term or simply term. It would be very simple to make a variation of the design I told you that the Jameco Commodore RS-232 interface. I'm thinking is that maybe we can use a couple other designs to invert the bus. They suggest using an exclusive OR gate instead of using an OR gate. So I'll have to see how that works out and check it out. But for the time goes, I'll talk to you soon. Sorry this hasn't been much of a video to talk about. There really hasn't been much to talk about. One of the topics I was going to talk about on Cable 13, I was hoping to have a guest to discuss it about the renaming of the East End Park, and that didn't work out. Then we had the snow, and then I wasn't really able to get the DVD out to the cable company in time for this week's episode, because the meeting is on February 17th, and I would have had to get the video up and out the door by Monday at the very latest, and that's just not going to happen. So this, but if you do get a chance, if you do want to vote against the idea of renaming the park, I certainly will too where it is. It's going to be held. The meeting is going to be held at the Gilbert School, number 2 Williams Avenue in Winsted, in the auditorium. The vote is going to be scheduled for 7:15 p.m. I don't know why they didn't just make it a referendum, but well, I guess because originally got shut down as a referendum, and this guy keeps pushing it. I guess I can say this much: I'm not against veterans. I respect our veterans of our country, but I will tell you right now is I think this is really kind of a stupid idea to waste our time to rename everything veterans. Okay. We already have a Veterans Park. It's called Soldiers Monument Park. It actually was created for the veterans of the Civil War. There's no reason why veterans of foreign wars could not have their own tribute at the same location. So I guess that's it for now. And like I said, I'm going to be trying to work on getting some things done and try to get some more of the eye drops. And by the way, yes, I did get the printer to print better. I cleaned out the fuser. I checked the fuser mechanism and everything. It's It seems to be doing fine. The problem I'm having right now with the printer is that the old case, the plastic is breaking and starting to come apart, and I think the computer printer is going to need to be replaced within a few years, because it is getting kind of long in the tooth, and it definitely needs a lot of work. Fix. The printer's control board has got a bad RAM socket, so I'm stuck with 16 megs. I can't bring it back up to 80 megs because the RAM socket got broken. I can. The back of the printer keeps falling off because the original steps on it broke, and then one of the plastic parts that has a screw in it, the holes, the other cover back on broke. That's right now that part of the printer is held in place by shipping tape. I have to get all this stuff fixed, so it's just going to be cheaper for me to just plan on replacing the printer. And yeah, I have to be honest with you, I am not enthused to see those stupid halos in my eyes again. We'll still have to get that done with the eye drops and everything, but that's definitely going to be a March project. Definitely. Okay, guys, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.